Fáilte roimh isteach go Suantraí, where we look at the readings for tomorrow, August the 14th, the feast of St. Maximilian Kolbe. St. Maximilian Kolbe was born in Poland in 1894, and he died on the 14th day of August in 1941 in Auschwitz camp. His story is one of hope, of an extraordinary faith, of how God gifted him to be an extraordinary priest, an extraordinary servant of Christ through the hearts of Jesus and Mary. He was a conventual Franciscan priest. He gave up his life, replacing another man who was condemned to die of starvation and thirst. He is an extraordinary person. There are notes about him. If you don't know the whole story, for goodness sake, go and follow up through the notes under the video. The gospel tomorrow has an extraordinary line. Jesus says something, and a great sadness came over them. Jesus is talking, and he says, the Son of Man is going to be handed over into the power of men, and they will put him to death. And on the third day, he will rise again. And they're sad. Christ has been talking about, take up your cross every day and follow me. And I'm sure they wanted to know what he meant, and they were unsure. They didn't know. And so this sadness comes over them. Sometimes the will of God, though it should make us joyful, because we are so attached to the world and the way of the world, in the beginning, it's a sadness as we tear ourselves away to dedicate ourselves to God's holy will. The first reading tomorrow is taken from the book of Deuteronomy, and it reminds us to circumcise our heart and be obstinate no longer, and to love the Lord our God with all our heart and all our strength. And it says a powerful thing. You must fear God and serve God in love. Cling to him in love and keep your oaths. You see, because Kolbe had fear of the Lord in his heart, the fears that the Nazis had in Auschwitz didn't affect him. Their bullying, their cruelty, their vicious cruelty, their horrific crimes, he was unafraid of them. The only fear he knew was that he could let the Lord down, but he trusted in the grace of God that that would never happen, because Our Lady teaches us to put our trust in God's will and to do whatever Jesus tells us. And that was the life of Maximilian Kolbe. He obeyed the words of Mary in the Gospel of St. John. Do whatever he tells you. With thoughts such as these, let us go to our beds, and let us pray that we shall indeed awaken in the morning with the praise of God on our hearts and on our lips. Agus gemana dia ele kotach shev, ahar mak agus spirit nave. Amen. Slán gefo. Bye for now.